Hello, I'm Catherine Butel, Diocesan Secretary for Parish Life. This video message is designed for pastors and parish leaders and anyone with whom you choose to share it. It's our way to reach out to every parish of the diocese to provide for all of you some exciting and valuable information while allowing you to receive it in a time and location which best serves your needs. First of all, you'll hear from Bishop Bambera as he announces and introduces a new initiative for ministry formation in the Diocese of Scranton. Then I'll be back to explain more of the details and the choices you have for participation in this process. You might find it helpful to have with you the brochure which was attached to the email for this message. Stick with us for these 15 minutes. You're going to like this.
I'm grateful to be able to visit with each of you today in this manner, respecting your time and making good use of the communication tools that are available to us. There will certainly be additional opportunities in the near future to continue this topic in a live conversation. Today, I'm pleased to announce to you a new diocesan initiative, Formation for Servant Leadership, Growing in Faith Together. The Diocese of Scranton has been blessed in previous decades with outstanding programs of educational and pastoral formation. It is time once again to invest our energies and resources in comprehensive adult faith development and ministry formation across all of the 121 parishes of the Diocese of Scranton. This effort has been in the planning stages for quite some time, and the details of the initial launch will be explained to you in the balance of this video. My interest is especially in expressing to you just how this initiative brings the diocese to the next phase of the pastoral vision that we expressed in the pastoral letter I wrote a few years ago, Wounded and Loved, Regathering the Scattered, and the hope which this formation offers for our continuing efforts toward profound parish renewal. Through the challenging work of Called to Holiness and Mission, parish communities were realigned, new parish partnerships initiated, and commitment was made to the work of healing and revitalization. As you know, a heightened emphasis was then placed upon the creation of or the strengthening of parish pastoral councils. For many parishes in the diocese, the dedicated study and implementation of the parish pastoral guidelines is now bearing fruit in parish-wide planning processes, leading to the creation of 5-year strategic plans reflective of all aspects of parish life. In the goals and priorities being expressed by your parishioners, there is clear evidence of a growing hunger and a thirst for ongoing adult faith formation and preparation for roles of leadership in parish ministry. There is a clear desire on the part of the people of God in this local church to embrace the call to be servant leaders who are people of the Word, preaching, teaching, evangelizing, and cherishing the gospel message throughout our entire lives. The call to be servant leaders who worship our God and celebrate the sacraments in union with the universal church. The call to be servant leaders who build community through hospitality, respect, inclusion, and holiness. And the call to be servant leaders who engage in service to our neighbors near and far, and who work for justice and stewardship to hasten the reign of God, to support, enliven, and direct parish life and ministry in parishes that are viable communities, committed to this way of making the gospel of Jesus Christ real in our everyday lives. To this end, I've challenged all of the faithful to embrace their baptismal call to holiness and mission, and to enter into a spirit of co-responsibility for the mission of this local church in communion with the universal church. With this challenge, I also commit myself and our diocesan services to direct our energies on behalf of parishes, to develop and secure appropriate structures which ensure participation in decision-making and facilitate involvement in collaborative ministry. Our Office for Parish Life was restructured in order to better position us to meet these commitments and charged with the task of creating and guiding programs of formation for ministry. The broad scope of opportunities included in Formation for Servant Leadership, Growing in Faith Together, will serve a variety of needs in our parishes and dioceses. Where the faithful are seeking a clearer understanding of the Catholic faith or a renewed closeness in their relationship with God, this formation provides tools which will be readily available to each parish and to individual parishioners according to each one's interest and need. Where parishes are setting goals which call for new lay leadership, this formation provides a formal process for achieving a diocesan certificate in lay ministry, with specializations for the areas of word, worship, service, and community. Where our diocesan-wide resources for pastoral leadership are being strained, this formation equips us to respond to new ways by preparing competent and spirit-filled men and women whose gifts suit them for the unique roles of pastoral associates and parish life coordinators, working in teams with priests and deacons to collaborate in the pastoral care.
Over the past 9 months, a core design team has been working diligently to establish both the principles and values which will guide the approach to ministry formation here in the Diocese of Scranton, as well as to grasp the most pressing needs in our parishes, and to ensure that the process addresses the different levels of need which are immediately evident. In this study, the United States Catholic Bishops' document entitled Co-Workers in the Vineyard of the Lord provides inspiration. Discipleship, the bishops say, is the fundamental vocation in which the Church's mission and ministry find full meaning. This call to discipleship is, first of all, a gift. This gift, in turn, becomes a mission that must shape the whole of Christian life. Our diocesan ministry formation, then, will strive to renew people's awareness of this call, this vocation, to nurture each one's discernment of the gifts God has given them, and to further equip them with the skills to apply these gifts in the service of the Church's mission and ministry. At this point, you might be asking, how can we offer something for anyone in our parish who might be interested right here on site? All of our parishes can benefit from a foundational level of parish-based adult faith formation. I'll describe 3 opportunities for which we've negotiated new working relationships and for which the Office for Parish Life is prepared to assist you. Certainly, there are many other approaches to adult faith formation, and we would love to hear about anything your parish finds effective. For now, consider whether these would be of interest. If your parish is focusing on small faith-sharing communities, perhaps with a scripture basis, you might look again to Renew International, which is familiar to most of the parishes of our diocese. They have a new process called a RISE, which follows that 3-year seasonal pattern. Or they also have specialized programs like Lenten Longings, if your parish would like to use something of that nature. If you're focusing rather on catechist formation or perhaps general adult faith development in understanding the Catholic faith, we're recommending a program called Echoes of Faith. This is developed through the National Conference of Catechetical Leaders. It can be used in a video-assisted way, either by purchasing it or borrowing it, or even subscribing online. This is going to be presented to the DREs during their June retreat, and the Office for Parish Life is prepared to do facilitator training for your parish. Possibly you're focusing on a deepened commitment to Catholic social teaching and acting on behalf of justice, putting the gospel into action. In that case, you might look at the programs provided through Just Faith Ministries. In our Diocesan Congress last October, many people met the director and founder of Just Faith Ministries, Jack Jezreel. He'll be with us again here in the Diocese of Scranton in September if you'd like to learn more about Just Faith Ministries. Along with these general foundational programs, you might be asking, what about those dedicated staff members and/or willing volunteers who have been serving already in many ways in our parish ministries? How can we provide additional support and ongoing formation to them? The core design team, mentioned earlier, has examined models of lay ministry formation from many dioceses across the country in order to recommend a process which will lead to the Diocesan Certificate in Lay Ministry, with specialization for ministries in word, worship, service, and community. Participants in this certificate process might include those persons already serving, or those who could be called forth to serve in the parish leadership roles listed in the brochure. Completion of the certificate will include a guided course of study, as well as spiritual formation and retreats, skills workshops, and a mentored practicum project. All of these formation efforts will take place in a community context with attention to collaboration within, between, and beyond parish boundaries. In the initial launch of this Diocesan Certificate in Lay Ministry, we are depending on the resources of the Virtual Learning Community for Faith Formation. This is an initiative sponsored by the University of Dayton. In a user-friendly online format, this gives every person in the diocese immediate access to several hundred courses and to a worldwide learning community. The University of Dayton has long a track record of pioneering in the area of lay ministry formation and currently partners with the dioceses shown here. By becoming diocesan partners, we will be able to tailor courses and offerings to our specific needs, as well as to incorporate courses we want to create and teachers from this diocese. While partnering with the University of Dayton, we will still be working closely with Marywood University, Misericordia University, King's College, and the University of Scranton to expand and to provide the remaining components for the Diocesan Certificate. As you listen, some of you may be asking, does this mean that people already serving in parishes are now required to get this certificate? Or that people who have certificates from previous diocesan programs must start over? These are important questions, so let me be very clear. All of the opportunities being discussed in this video are being offered to support your parish growth goals. Nothing is being presented as a requirement. However, the Diocesan Certificate in Lay Ministry is an excellent way both to advance the leadership capacities and to affirm the generous service of all those persons currently on parish staffs and volunteer teams or committees. Inviting someone whose gifts you recognize into ministry formation is also a great way to develop new leaders for your parish. For those catechists and Catholic school teachers working on your initial 6-course certificate, this can still be accomplished either through the virtual learning communities or using the Echoes of Faith modules described earlier. These 6 courses, for those who have already completed them, are equal to the prerequisites for the next step in the certificate process. The Office for Parish Life will work closely with individuals who have completed previously offered diocesan programs or certificates from other dioceses to determine the best placement, course of study, and specializations of interest to you at this time. The Formation for Servant leadership umbrella takes in yet another level of formation. Continuing formation opportunities for people seeking academic degrees or more advanced certification. The diocese is committed to developing individuals for emerging models of pastoral leadership, including roles such as pastoral associate and parish life coordinator, working directly with the priests and the deacons in the overall care of the parish community. The Office for Parish Life can foster interested individuals in these continuing formation paths by selecting from among a rich variety of graduate schools offering online certificates or degrees, or by compiling a portfolio for submission to the Alliance for National Standards in Lay Ecclesial Ministry. At this point, we hope you're asking, how do we get more information and how do we get started? Glad you asked. Through the summer months, we will be continuing a diocesan-wide communications campaign utilizing the Catholic Light, direct mailing of bulletin inserts, website expansion, and targeted email group messages. In the annual parish report, there are several questions which will help us to survey parish intentions for participation. Feel free, as always, to contact or stop in the Office for Parish Life to discuss this information.
My greatest hope is that each parish of the Diocese of Scranton will consider where your community can best begin your participation in this new and wonderful initiative. Certainly, parishes are in different stages of readiness and have needs which are uniquely yours. At the same time, all parishes share in common certain tasks and areas of ministry, so the formation for servant leadership, growing in faith together, provides something for each parish. As you listen to the choices provided, consider which approach will best nurture your community. Consider also which members of your parish you might recommend for participation in the Diocesan Certificate in Lay Ministry. If each parish could target certain individuals who would be interested in this first invitation, we will be planting the seeds for tremendous growth and vitality for years to come.